Curious thing is that we want to know that it's all God, and yet we already know that it's all God. And in a way, the wanting to know is the one that wants to have some kind of proof. The one that wants to know in a habitual mental way, aligned with the learned ways that feel safe and familiar. Whereas the knowing that's ever present and that's always here, it's always here and it already knows. And yet it's less familiar to rest in that knowing, right? It's like this sense of the old operating system and the new operating system. And it's like the old operating system, it wants to know that it's all God, wants to know God. And yet it's not possible actually in the old operating system to know God, because that's where the blinkers are on and they're focused upon the me and the division. So anything within that operating system is a concept of God. And in a way, this is the frequency of lack, of separation, division, where there's an idea that things need to be fixed and changed here, that we need to work it out. Whereas in the operating system of God and glory, the knowing of God is already present. And it's aligning here at the frequency level, and we could say receiving the love of God, receiving our identity in God and glory, where we're not looking conceptually or using the old operating system to try to get some kind of understanding, but we're resting in a not knowing, because in the absence of the one that wants to know, in the frequency of not knowing, the true knowing is present. The glory reveals itself, right? And we all have a recognition and knowing of that. So in a way, it's this constant invitation to arrive here in this moment, in the resting wholeheartedly, to bring all of yourself. In a way, to not bring all of yourself is to bring none of yourself. You can't bring half of yourself and get half of the good stuff. It's like you can only bring all of yourself, because to not bring all of yourself is just not to fully be here. Because it's like you can't have one foot in two camps and know God, because the fact of having a foot in both camps is saying, I believe in two powers. I believe in lack, I believe in deficiency, I believe in fear, I believe in fixing and changing, I believe in processing. I believe that there's a power outside God, and whatever that power is, whether that's the power of my own mind or whether it's a power of something I'm afraid of that's not benevolent. It's like we can't have a foot in two camps and know the oneness, right? And yet we could say, well, but I don't know the oneness. So how do I put both feet in? How do I go 2 feet in, whole self in? And that's where the invitation is, to not be relying on the old mechanism, the old operating system, as a way of knowing or understanding, a way of qualifying, measuring. But it's in the presence of now, it's in the resting, that we enter a quality of not knowing that brings the knowing. It brings the intelligence online, the revelation, the recognition of what we are in truth, right? And here we know that it's never about fixing and changing. This is where we would say that we're here to celebrate the glory. We're here to glorify what God truly is, what the one truly is. We're not here to try to fix or make any kind of upgrades through a process of efforting or trying. That the upgrading and the recalibration of our consciousness and nervous system naturally happens as an organic intelligence, as a repatterning of the field when we are resting. The thing is that we've come to really not honor and appreciate the power of what rest truly is. And we're not speaking about rest as in like just taking a nap. We're speaking about resting in the presence of being in the presence field. We're speaking about a depth of rest, which is being here and open to the transmission field, right? We're not speaking of a kind of rest that is about getting away from anything. It's about a depth of rest that is not concerned with the things that are in the field of life, but just dropping in this moment, right in the center of life, whatever is on your plate, whatever is in your field, just being here now and letting the infusion of true rest welcome everything that's here in your field, whether it's body issues, whether it's fatigue, exhaustion, whether it's pain, whether it's anger, emotionality, whether it's anxiety or stress or fear, doubt, whether it is a sense of seeming to come and go backwards and forwards between two seeming operating systems or ways of being. Whatever it is that seems to be going on, it's not about trying to affect anything in the field of experience. It's about dropping underneath the field of experience to discover what is the big wide open space in which the whole field of experience is taking place. What is aware of the field of experience? What is aware of the coming and going, the ebbs and flows? And in a way, that's where, in the sharings that come forward, there's the stuff that's going on in the field, but there's generally also a reporting of the joy of being here, the like a deep, like a settling in and a resting, and a recognition of being in the field together that feels like a coherence, feels like grace, feels like love, feels like a frequency infusion of where that knowing, let's say, is present, that true knowing is present, and how precious that there is that knowing present in the field, and that in the sharing, so much of that is coming forward. And it's not to highlight that as a way of dividing. It's a total all inclusivity of everything that's coming forward, but that there is that recognition, that knowing is here in the field, and that joy of joining here. And whatever is present in the field, there's already a holding of it in a field of presence, of care that is not moving and changing. The wide open heart, the wide open field of presence, the frequency of love and openness where everything belongs. And there's nothing to do here, there's nothing to fix here. And so we could say that in the resting, there's just a natural inclusivity of everything. And the inclusivity happens through resting, through a deep relaxation. It happens through not trying to do anything, not trying to process or go towards the discordance in the field, but just resting and welcoming everything that's in the field. In that resting, everything is included, and then the natural intelligence can take over, and everything is moving in this field organically, intelligently, freely. So just being here in this moment, just being here. Whatever you're noticing in the field, in your field of experience, just to allow it all to be here, all to be welcome. And that in a way, as we join here, we're welcoming everyone and everything that's in the field. There's just an openness to receive it all, and a resting that is like an allowing of all that is here to just be here. As we're resting, there's like a cellular recalibration and a recalibration of consciousness that starts to happen. Because when we are resting in the frequency of the knowing, that which knows, and we join through our knowing, we connect to that which knows, which is the field of intelligence that is conscious and awake to itself, that then starts to move within itself intelligently, wisely, to reorganize itself. So the nervous system, the consciousness starts to be upgraded. There's a deep sense of care, a deep sense of love, taking care of everything, holding everything. And it's like as we start to really feel that, we come into more of an allegiance with that, where we're willing to not fight against it, where we're willing to take naps, go back to bed when we're tired. We're willing to put our feet up. We're willing to not try to be working to fix body issues. We realize that we start really to realize at the level of intelligence, of frequency, that the way for shifting and changing to happen is to let go and let God, and to come to the frequency where the knowing of God can actually be revealed. That we can't look for God in the moving, changing. We can't look from division and expect to find God and glory. We can expect to find our longing for God and glory, for love. We can anticipate finding our longing, but it's like we have to follow that longing, because when we follow the sense of my longing, we realize that my longing actually is a directionless longing, and my longing is actually God's longing. And the longing contains the fulfillment of the longing, that the longing for God contains God's presence. So just resting here and just noticing as these words are coming, what is happening in your field, in your nervous system, in the knowing that knows, just to notice what is naturally happening. And it's not to be trying to achieve anything or get anywhere. There's no badges or medals or merits. The boon, the divine boon, is in the rest, in the relaxation, in the letting go of the me that feels like they need to do anything, fix or change or understand or know how or why. Because we're coming to rest in an intelligence that its knowing, the knowing of the intelligence is innate within the intelligence. The intelligence knows, it's wise. It's a wisdom light that's shining constantly upon itself. It's omnipresent. It's an omniscience, and and it is resonating at the omnipotence of God and glory. It's here in the resting that we enter the field of our true nature, our true belonging, and the flow of the unified field of life, of love, of light within itself as a brilliant, illuminating principle that is flowing to bring the light of revelation, of mystical revelation to its own self, in the knowing of itself. And it's self-referencing. It's not referencing anything external in order to know itself. The intelligence is not referencing anything external. And as these words are coming, they're actually just indicating that they would like to point, the intelligence would like to point to that what is being spoken is happening now in the intelligence of the field, in your consciousness, the consciousness, in your cells, in the fibers, atoms, and threads of your being, your consciousness, your nervous system, all of your systems multidimensionally. This is what is happening, that the intelligence to the capacity that is available and longed for, and that you're saying yes to, and there's a readiness for, the intelligence is coming online, because this is what's always happening, and the intelligence is self-referencing itself. It's referencing itself from within. And so when we speak of a cellular level, atomic, the threads, the fibers, the atoms, the nervous system, the consciousness, the intelligence is referencing itself in its own knowing. And can you notice how in your direct experience right now, that knowing is present here? In the presence of now, there is a knowing of the presence of now. And what knows the presence of now is the presence itself, being here now, in its own beingness. It's not referencing anything external or the mind or a past experience. It's referencing itself here now in such an intimate presence that it recognizes and knows itself right now. Just to notice this. It just brings a greater intimacy and an alignment with the intelligence knowing itself right now, with the consciousness consciously awake to itself. So this is the field of rest, the field of deep, true relaxation. The relaxation of the consciousness out of identification with mind-body as a limited idea and into the wide field of the pure consciousness that's flowing as a unified field within itself. The ever-deepening resting brings the intelligence online, and it invites a deeper possibility for self-referencing to happen. As self-referencing comes online, it's like the consciousness that references itself in things and happenings and experiences and people. It starts to reference itself intelligently within your consciousness, within the cells and the atoms of your being. And it starts to bring online a knowing of what God and glory is as the frequency of one, the frequency of love. So just to notice, as these words are coming and as the pointing is here and the enlivening of the field is here, the presence of presence is the presence of God, the presence of love is here. And the mind cannot find that or validate that, but your heart can recognize its own knowing, and in its own knowing be open to receive the presence of the subtle and refined frequencies of the flow of God and glory. In a way, this kind of rest and relaxation surrenders fatigue and exhaustion. And what we mean by that is that there's a surrender of the fatigue and exhaustion of trying to be someone, trying to work it out, trying to hold it all together, trying to be in that holding of protection, of trying to be the doer. And the rest and the relaxation is just this surrender, this natural surrender and letting go of the exhaustion. So often we say, I'm just so exhausted by this life. I'm so exhausted of trying so hard. I'm so exhausted of working so hard, getting it wrong, feeling like I'm failing. I'm so exhausted by just feeling like I'm giving it my all and feeling like I'm still lacking, like I'm banging my head against the wall, right? I'm so exhausted. Or we're saying like, it's so scary. It's so scary, right? That we find ourselves repeatedly coming to these places. So when we come to this knowing of the intelligence, what is being surrendered is that fatigue and that exhaustion that keeps us banging our head against the wall, keeps us trying. And in a way, it's the surrender of the surrenderer. And the surrender of the surrenderer is not something that we can actively do. We can't do surrender. We can't say, okay, right now I am surrendering the surrenderer. We can say, I have an massively enormous, ginormous longing for the surrenderer to be surrendered to the flow of surrender. Take it, God. Take it, love. Take all of my efforting, of my trying, of my fatigue, my exhaustion. Take it all. Take all my doership. Take everything that I think I know. Take my half-heartedness. Take it, please, take it. Take my 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Take it all. Take my trying to be 2 feet in. Take my trying and efforting to be more committed, more sincere, try harder, give it all to God. Take everything, every fiber of me that is trying to do this better. Take that one that thinks that they've got it, that they can control it. Take the one that doesn't know how to surrender. Take the one that can feel hopeless, despair, fear, lack. Take the one. Take the one that thinks they know, thinks they don't know. Take that one. Let your breath in this moment be my breath. Let me join in breath with you, great glory. Let me join in breath with you. That as the breath is moving in this body and animating and giving life to this form, as I join in breath, beloved, let me know that the breath is the breath of life, and this is you. This is your life in me. This is your love. This is your hope of glory in me. This is everything that you know that I can be, being breathed into me. You are breathing life into everything that I have believed I am, as this person, as this mind, as this body, as this flesh, as these systems, as this consciousness, this nervous system. I join in the breath of life. And I know where life is, you are. Where awareness is, you are. Where breath is, you are. And I let go into the breath that I am not breathing. You are breathing this body. You are animating this form, this life. Majestically, you are giving life and breathing the hope of glory. What you know is possible in this life, you are breathing into me right now. And I join with you in the breath. And so in this, beloved, just letting that breath be so conscious and deep that even if you feel like, oh, I can take a deeper breath, I can expand the breath. that you cannot actually stop the breath, right? You can hold the breath, you can pause the breath, but at some point the breath of life will take over and breathe you. And so let the breath of life breathe you. Be so conscious, awake and aware of the power, the might that is breathing you right now, all that you've believed yourself to be. And join in the breath. And as you join in the breath, the surrenderer is surrendered into the glory of life itself, the flow of life. I am not this flesh, I am not this body, I am not this mind, not in isolation, beloved. I am all of this and so much more. And as we enter the breath, we enter the flow. Notice what's aware of the breath, awake to the breath, watching the breath. Just the awareness and the breath. Watching the mind, thoughts that may come and go. Nothing to do, nothing to work out. Great glory. I touch into my longing here, the longing of the heart, the aliveness, the pull, the magnetic pull to know myself, to know this truth, to know love, to be love. That I cannot do anything but receive your love. Great glory. I receive your love, great mother. I receive your love, beloved Father. I receive your love, beloved. I receive your love. Radiant, shining glory of God, I receive your love right now. I receive the activation of the child of God that is in the receiving of your love. I receive my belonging to you. I receive my resistance. I receive my disbelief. I receive all of it. Everything is here right now, being included in the field. I receive my not knowing, my not understanding, my will that can sometimes want to assert itself. I receive all that I am, just as you are receiving all that I am. I receive my belonging. I receive my thoughts. I receive my feelings, my pain, my body symptoms. I receive it all. It's all you. It's all you. Nothing to fix or change, to just truly align all that I am with you. My breath is yours. My body, this body is yours. My body pains and aches and discordance, symptoms, my disease. It's all yours. It's all you. I just enter the alignment with the oneness that recognizes on a deep knowing level, not an understanding mental level, but on a deep knowing level, all of this is you. If there is only one, then this is all you. Everything in my field is you. My anger is you, and so it belongs. My anxiety and stress, my fear, my doubt, it's all you. I don't even understand how it's all you, but I just know in this moment that I don't need to. Because to be all in, I just say there's only one. So everything that's here, everything that I'm bringing is you. And my surrender is to say, just as this breath is you, so is this body pain, so is the discordant, the dysfunction, so are the aches, the tensions, the disease, the symptoms, the fatigue, the exhaustion, the doubt. It's all you. The only reason that it's here is because you are giving it to me so I can know that it is you. The only reason you are giving it to me is so I can know it is all you. You're giving it to me not to work it out, not to fix it. You're giving it to me so I can know that it is all you. This body, this flesh, these systems, all of it is you. Just as this breath is you, this blood is you. This intelligence of the nervous system is you. This intelligence of a digestive system is you. The circulation, the organs, the brain, the glands, the bones, the muscles, the flesh, every fiber and atom of this being is you. In essence, is your light, is your love. And whatever is present in this body field right now as discordance, my pain, my disease, my symptoms, I just let it all be filled with your love, your light. No division, nothing for me to do, nothing for me to understand. I give you my fear, beloved. I give you my fear. I give you my fear, my concern, my worry, my anxiety, my need to know, my need to understand. I give it all to you right now. And I give it all to you without being in any kind of denial or wanting to get away from, but I give it to you in absolute full acceptance of it all, in such an intimacy. I'm getting so intimate here with my body symptoms, with my fatigue, with my process of aging. I'm so intimate right now with the process of aging, the subtle feelings of cellular degeneration that are happening in my aging process, the things that don't feel as stable and strong as they once did. I'm just recognizing this is all you. Nothing needs to be different, and there's nothing to fear here. This is all you. This is all you. And so I just rest here in such a deep relaxation and acceptance of my whole field, of my lived experience, my body. And at the essence level, where this knowing knows that there's only you, I feel my belonging at a cellular level. And at a cellular level, I let every single cell be filled with your love, your light, with a transfiguration that isn't necessarily changing, but it's bringing a knowing of the one to every single cell. It's activating the DNA of the divine knowing in every cell, in the mitochondria, the spiraling intelligence of the cells is I'm just noticing it's all you, it's all you. So every cell of every fiber of what I'm made of is light, and it's resonating at the frequency of your love. When I say yes to your love enters every single fiber and cell. And I'm not saying that anything needs to be different. I'm saying, beloved, that everything that's here is you, and I receive and accept everything that is here as you. And I rest here with all that I am and all that you are, in a knowing that I don't need to do anything but receive your love. Celebrate the knowing, the revelation that's mystical and yet so profound and pure. Right? Just to notice what is happening in your field right now. What is happening in your field right now? There's nothing to visualize. There's nothing to imagine. It's just to notice the truth of actually what is happening in your direct experience right now. So it's to notice the accord and alignment and attunement, and to also notice the resistance or a sense of I'm not feeling like I'm able to say that I know that it's all one. It's okay. It's let everything be included, because everything is the one. So everything is included. Just to be aware of it all and to feel what's not moving and changing, as everything that's moving and changing is just here in this field of one, where the relaxation and the infusion of just being here is just such a wide open invitation into the fullness of yourself, that there's nothing wrong with you right now. And to just include all of the ways that you make something wrong with you, that you make there be something wrong with you or your life or your body. Just to be with all that you are in the frequency of one, as deeply as you can connect to that frequency of one, in the presence, here now, right? So this is the shifting of the operating system. We're shifting from the frequency and the operating system of the doer, of the lack, of the deficiency, to handing over to the intelligence of our own consciousness, and the intelligence that knows how to recalibrate, reorganize. And that really the invitation of life is to say, yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes, to God, to the love of God, taking over every cell and fiber of your being as deeply as you can, and to recognize that the places that feel like they are not aligning, they are welcome too. It's not about creating a mood. It's not about creating anything that's not real in your direct experience. It's about receiving the fullness of yourself right now. Yeah. So in this resting, the operating system starts to shift according to the capacity we have for that shifting to happen. And we start to receive the reverberations of resonant light that are like a repatterning of the field. We start to receive the recalibrations, reorganizations, and reorientations of the field of our consciousness. And as that happens, we may feel the operating system shifting to the knowing of the heart. And a deepening into that, into the stillness, into the silence, into the revelation, the knowing of what is true here, that allows a deeper and wider perspective of receptivity and inclusivity, a wide open heart, the wide open heart of love. You may even feel the presence of love here, loving you, seeing you, holding you, caring for you in such a tender and sweet way. You may feel the blessings of the field blessing you. And if you do or if you don't, it doesn't matter. Everything is here in the field, and everyone is having a unique revelation. But let us honor the revelation, and let the revelation be the force, the transmission field that includes the parts that feel like they may not be in revelation. Right? Let the revelation be a transmission that includes and loves and holds any of the parts that feel to be fragmented or disconnected or discordant. Look upon as the light. Look upon as the light of awareness. Look upon as the care and the blessing. Bless the parts of yourself. Realize the power and potency that you have within your functioning, within your consciousness, to bless the parts of you that feel to be discordant. And then you start to really recognize the shift in the operating system, that You are the power to bless. You are the power to see, the awake awareness that sees. And when you notice this power, you notice that the power is the power and the glory. So just to notice what is happening in your system right now, just to be awake to what you are noticing as this transmission infusion comes forward. Here we come to the recognition that your essence is everything. The essence of the unified field, the one essence, is everything. This is your gift. This is your truth. There's nothing for you to be here, nothing to prove, no shape to take. Just to be here as yourself and to realize that as the child of God, you belong, you are loved, you are in this moment in a frequency of love that is redeeming, and the redemption is the immediate seeing of the love that is true. It's an immediate seeing of love seeing itself, of love knowing itself at a frequency level that is a field that is unified. Where the intelligence is online and it is referencing itself, it's not referencing anything external. It's referencing its deep, intelligent knowing of itself, connected to the true intuition, the true yes, and like the true compass, where every moment is a revelation of the intelligence referencing itself. In a way, it's God and glory referencing itself, and that you're only moving here from the knowing. And this is where you find a true safety, so that all of your movements are safe. You can't hurt anyone. You can't do anything wrong, right? The ways that we have learned that you've done something wrong, or you've caused harm, or you're bad, or you're naughty, or you're dirty, or you're you're dysfunctional, or you're corrupt, or you're perverted, or any of these kind of ideas, right? That there's something that's not right about you, right? That's the frequency of fear that keeps us bound in separation. And in this moment, just to recognize if any of this resonates in your field. Are you holding any of these ideas, or that you could hurt someone else with the way that you're dysfunctional? And to bring so much kindness and care for yourself and this tender young part of you that feels like there's something wrong, or I've done something wrong, or I did something bad, where somehow in the young life we may have been mirrored in our innocent behavior through someone else's fear, someone else's trauma. We may have been mirrored that your behavior is bringing fear in me, and therefore I'm going to make you wrong. And then we can be holding like a real misunderstanding and a deep confusion about knowing how to behave, or a fear that we are going to hurt people or do something wrong or act in a way that's inappropriate, right? And it stops us being really connected to our intuitive knowing and trusting, right? So everything that we're speaking of as we come to the alignment with our intelligence and the presence of being, we're opening to the possibility of being able to trust our movements, trust the breath of life, trust the flow of life through that's animating your form, that you don't need to overlay a story of needing to control yourself, or tame yourself, or be working out what is wrong with you, because that's actually where the dysfunction comes from, is the holding back of your whole, true, intuitive self, right? So as we're opening here, we're opening to the frequency field for the recalibration and repatterning of any of these holdings of discordance that are in our field. And wherever you feel it or see it, you are the power of the light that is shining upon it. Where you see it, where you're awake and aware of it, your seeing is illuminating something that is clearing, and the repatterning is happening in the field, right? So just noticing what is being noticed right now. Just noticing what is happening in the field right now. Mm-hmm. Mm. You are pure and whole. You are light. You are love. You have never been broken. So you do not need to be fixed. It's about returning in the knowing of your heart to the setting, the original setting of the child of God, that you are made in the likeness of God, and restoring the dignity and integrity of the wholeness of the divine pattern in your consciousness, in the knowing of your heart. And this redemptive power of love is like an immediate reset. In a way, it's like that's the immediate forgiveness, right? It's not a forgiveness that's object to object. It's a reset. It's a complete system reset, a reset of the consciousness, of the belief that there's something wrong with me, the belief that I'm divided, and a reset to that you are the love of God. You are made in the likeness of God, and there is nothing wrong with you. Whatever you have learnt is wrong with you, in the ways that we weren't mirrored in our young life, where we lost connection to our intuition and our full feeling field, our full feeling sensing landscape. We come into the alignment with the intelligence, and we start to bring a resonant remembrance of the capacity of our consciousness, our capacity to feel and sense and know as a consciousness that's awake to itself. And the knowing is, I know myself. And an intelligence that knows its own intelligence is referencing itself, is where this unified field actually truly comes awake and online in our functioning. In the seeming absolute and the abstract and the wideness of the transcendent field, but in our cells, the embodiment is in our cells, in our physicality, that we embody the light. We bring this light through taking complete responsibility and including all that we are, not trying to get away from any part of ourselves. We bring the light to every single fiber and cell of our functioning, our behaviors, our thinking, our bodies, our minds, our emotionality, our mental capacity. The light starts to come to everything and illuminate like a cellular transfiguration, a systemic, sometimes called like a bio-spiritual. It's like happening in our bio, in our cells. The consciousness of our cells is being shifted by the shifting of our consciousness in the field. Right? How could it not be? How could it not be? So a rejuvenation. And this is where we recognize that whatever symptoms are in the body, that it's not about trying to work it out. It's not about trying to understand the message so we can work it out. We recognize that the message here is, say yes to the love of God, beloved. Say yes to the love of God. Don't apply any technique here. Don't move to strategy here. Don't move to fixing and changing. Don't even move to any kind of false idea of energy healing here. There's nothing to do here, beloved. There's nothing to do here. We're not here for the fixing, for the changing, for the ideas and beliefs and strategies. We're here to put all that we are, like all of our faith, all of our trust, all of our hope into the glory. It's like where we put all of our life just into the breath, being the breath of God, the breath of life. We hand it over. And in a way, this is where we say, if you're only half in, you're not in at all, right? If you're like, well, I really, really, really love God and I'm most of the time, and it's like you're not in at all, because your operating system is still operating in fear. And that's okay, right? It's not a thing where it's like, oh no, I'm doing it wrong, I'm getting it wrong, I'm failing. It's just a constant invitation to include, not make wrong the half-hearted or the most of the time, but to include all of that, because as all of that that is fearful is included, that's how you give all of yourself, is to keep seeing and including everything at the level of intelligence and love.